Hello, fair listener. Welcome and thank you for following our journey on metagaming by Rum Propelled Gaming. Fair warning, sometimes we are not safe for work, and others not safe for real life. Journey forth at your own risk. Now let's dive right back into Tarath through the campaign Alilopolis.
Our Lord and Savior,
Good God.
Craig.
What secrets will you tell us today?
The hand of fate tosses, the dice rolls, spins, turns. A campaign starts and ends, leaving memories that become stories. Stories flow out into the infinite sea, painting it with legends. Legends wash up on the shores throughout the infinite sea, fading to myth until myths are forgotten and the campaign that gave it birth comes again and again. The hand of fate tosses, the dice rolls, spins, turns. We left our adventurers, the Rum Rollers, after they'd just left Shandar's island, headed back towards sORCrates. They'd finished up negotiations successfully with Shandar and eradicated a goblin problem for him that was infesting his volcano. And in the midst of that, had stolen some butt crystals from the goblins, and messed up the supply chain of goblins, so there shouldn't be coming any more in there with the Drider rebels that were messing with Shandar on the behest of their goddess, who had taken a contract with the PNC, the Professional Necromancy Cult. And some old contract was brought up, the fact that they were reminding the Rum Rollers that they're part of that group as a wish faction, and something that was brought into their purview to perhaps maybe they should try to find a way to nullify this contract, as they found they could not destroy it by magical or brute force means. After the negotiations, Shandar was true to his words, and after eradicating the goblins, gave everyone rewards that had participated and was there from his hoard upon their request, and if he had it available. And from there, they decided to have a nice relaxing day on the beach where volleyball was played and sharks were murdered and gutted before new adventurers joined the party, and some old came back into existence for a little bit, and they, in doing so, invoked a giant flying airplane that almost not destroyed, but potentially highly damaged Adune. They avoided this fate, however, with Wisteria, who turned everybody on the ship and the ship itself into gas, as well as with Zenora's help, who deflected the incoming missile of a giant flying paper airplane onto the beach. After they elected an interim captain of Cat to set sail towards sORCrates, they started their journey. And heading out from Shandar's island southeast and then to northeast from there. On their turn and up to the northeast, they'd run into an even more massive giant tentacle monster that came from the depths. But again, Wisteria exercised her prowess with the gaseous form that had been practiced with earlier, and they turned into gas and just floated away from the monster. As night came, the ability, because I think you were casting cat fly as well, so that you guys could move faster.
Yes.
So then you guys got pretty far away before you actually set back down into the ocean. Wisteria disappears from everybody's memory again. She doesn't exist. and
Who cast that spell?
and Adune splashes back down into the water, and you guys were heading northeast now, back towards sORCrates. You make it through most of the night to no problems, but if I could ask for a perception check from everyone.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Perception checks.
Oh, wait.
Are you perceptive?
Wow,
What's that?
that was bad.
Flint?
I see
mean,
see
Hamilton?
Manny
Well-
from in the World 20 if we're
Oh,
supposed to be seeing
I needed to grab the bookmark. Thanks for the reminder.
We switched bodies.
Yeah, so you're Flint in Hamilton's body, correct?
Oh
Yeah.
Lord Almighty, not this again.
Well, so, yeah, so I'm still using Hamilton's stats, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you and I figured that was going to make it the easiest because then you'll still have your characters in that area, and well, maybe Flint might enjoy being in Hamilton's body for a little while.
Oh,
Oh my.
that was fucking horrible.
Oh my God, I like that I was there for the one on the other side because that was so long ago.
Yeah, it was. Oh,
Trying to find my
Whee!
perception. Where's
No
my
worries.
perception?
I
There it
hate
is.
Seen an 18 on the left there that came through first, from yourself there, Kiro, and then Hamilton was an 8 and Kat with a 24 and Sonor with a 12.
Hell
I
yeah.
I would say. So, actually, you know what? Tell me what everyone's doing on the ship. We'll go down through the way those rolls came through. So, Nora, what are you doing in the interim during the night after?
Oh,
all
I
of
mean, every single person that I interacted with last session doesn't exist anymore.
Well, it's just thank you very
I'm
much.
still here.
Okay, but Kiro and Sonora didn't interact much last session
Oh
because
yeah.
you know I was
Grand
catching a
Dam.
paper airplane.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I
You
guess I
were.
would look at this. I would be analyzing the paper airplane, so I wouldn't really be looking out very much now that we're not gas.
Yeah.
I would just be sitting on the helm.
I don't know if the paper airplane fully exists right now either, though, because I think
Interesting.
because I
Somebody
think it's
folded it up.
I think it's actually with another
Wisteria.
with
Oh
I think
yeah,
it was
I
actually
think
Grand
Wisteria
Dam
did.
picked it up because it
Yeah.
was acknowledged as his. He's like,
Mm.
I recognize that. It's my map.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess Zenora would be kind of looking around confused, being like, "Didn't I? Huh?" Yeah, she would be caught up in trying to figure out what the fuck happened to this paper airplane that she got.
Okay. Would you be going about Adune perhaps looking for it then?
Yeah,
maybe?
I'd probably be
Thinking
like
about it?
searching, like going down to the bunkers
Okay.
to be like, well, maybe like one of them like took it downstairs where everyone sleeps.
Adune would probably chime in with, "Oh, let me hear it, let me help," and with her
Aw.
newly acquired eyes, will start searching around the ship with you.
Wait,
How
pause.
so
Sorry.
her?
Adune has eyes now?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought
So
she
that
had
was-
the ability to see.
That
not
was one
eyes.
of. She has like a third person perspective of her entire body, basically, but she can focus in on areas, and she kind of does so, especially with her.
Okay, but when you said eyes, I just imagined floating eyeballs just moving around the ship.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that mean Odune sees us when we come through the cum room? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So speaking of which,
She feels it
Uh,
every time.
you would be
Oh
coming
my.
through an old storage closet. It looks like with scribbled text on the outside that it's called the cum room now. Hamilton.
Oh.
Is one of the developments, and the other one would go because Adune is probably talking to everyone, and you'd go, you have eyes now, and she goes, oh yes, Shandar had been able to gift us a token that I can use as part of one of the rewards that he had. I think it was.
How long have I been thinking in muck?
Well, let me see here. I think the last time I remember, you had some goats coming off the deck that we'd herded together, sort of, kinda, for Shandar to eat.
Oh,
You
you were
guys
there
set up.
when we got toasted.
You guys
Yeah,
set up.
'cause I put on the play because nobody else would. So
You
I started
guys-
directing it.
Sorry, the rest of us were too busy being burnt.
You guys,
No,
you
that
guys-
came after.
you guys set up the show and dance, and then you were part of the dealings, and you came back and you guys were all celebrating. You were talking about a new medicinal herb that you'd coined with Shandar the Roller, and yeah, I think that was the last time you were aboard my decks.
Shit.
So it was probably about 2-3 days. Their time.
2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like it's been so much longer.
Yep.
Time is funny like that.
Mm-hmm.
That would explain why I filled the closet up.
So then that means that you don't know Kiro.
No.
Oh no, he knows Kiro.
Do I?
Yep, because you came back and when we were dealing with Shandar trying to get our rewards, and you wanted to
Oh yeah,
double
briefly.
down,
That's
and
right.
Kiro's like, "No, that is not honorable whatsoever. We're gonna stick to what we said we would do," and through a whole lot of persuasion and rightful thinking.
Because the whole
did the
time
right
my
thing.
only persuasion was, "Come on."
Yep. you weren't moving the samurai. It was not happening. The sage was not having it.
So, I'll just go down to the next person who is going to probably catch the thing that I was going to say. Kat, do you want to tell me what you're doing about
I
on deck?
am sitting at the helm, just enjoying the day with Adune and just having a good time.
The night, and as you're sitting at the helm, Adune fully distracted with the crew being back on board finally and out at sea and propelling the ship forward. You see cresting over one of the horizons a darker shadow that probably blots out some of the stars. It looks like a massive ship, probably 4 to 5 times bigger than Adune themselves. That's the only reason it catches your eye. But then it dips back down over the horizon.
I call this out. I call this out to Adune. I'm like, Adune, did you happen to see that? Am I seeing things? There's something that appeared on the horizon.
I'm sorry, dearie. No, I was looking for a giant airplane, paper airplane.
What the hell's an airplane?
I seem to remember something about a paper airplane, but
Yeah, I'm crazy, right?
So I actually had to go some research, and I thought the same thing as you. I'm like, wait a second, airplane. They wouldn't know what an airplane is, and it didn't trigger the last session we were playing this that you wouldn't know what it is. But apparently, paper darts were a thing, and they're shaped exactly like what we would consider paper airplanes.
Oh, okay.
No,
So they would
we
create
would know what airplanes are because with the veracity, we know.
Oh yeah.
Players.
Yep.
We know the real world.
That's why I said I seem to remember
I guess
something about an
Kiro would
airplane.
be the one.
Right.
Kiro would be
And
the
that-
only one being like, "Don't you mean a dart?"
Yeah, you'd be like,
Oh,
"Don't you mean
man.
darts?"
And
Which, yeah,
and the rest of you that are remembering the rememberings, you'd probably get a little nosebleed. Is how we've been playing that.
Like, man, that's hard. A chicken gets a nosebleed.
Yeah, where did that come out
That's
of?
intense.
Just comes out of your mouth.
After I saw that, I'm gonna go and I'm going to get the spyglass
Mm-hmm.
and just like prop it up on.
Kiro will help you because he was standing next to you at the helm.
Okay,
That's where
yeah,
he was custodian.
yeah. I'm gonna go to the spyglass and I'm gonna be like, "We need to look through this," and then I'm gonna point it out. Like,
Any future perception checks, I would say, then you guys are on alert basically, and you'd both have advantage for those.
okay,
All right.
But
and I'm gonna describe where I saw it on the horizon line.
you would have seen it not quite in the direction you guys are going. That's part of the reason why it drew your attention, but a little bit more towards the west at the time before it sunk back towards the northwestern horizon.
All right. Kiro will take the spyglass and focus intently on, investigating that area and see if he sees anything that catches his attention.
So how about Hamilton Flint? How's the? I can go back into the corridors where you'd be coming out to if you need some perspective on the matter, from the inside. Otherwise, you can.
If it's like our sleeping floor, like our
Mhm.
sleeping deck, then no, that's fine. I remember
Okay.
that one. Good.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I'm talking about. That it would be. If you remember where Nep had claimed a storage closet and called it Nep's space, that's what they've claimed as to be the cum room now.
Poor Nep's closet.
Yeah.
And I have just been filling it up with my lust for a body that I'm stuck in.
Man, I really miss him. Continues to fondle every inch of it.
Yeah. Like I feel him, but I feel myself. Ugh.
Oh Lord.
Hey, it's a love story. Come on.
Yep.
You're making it weird.
Yeah. Be
I'm making
professional.
it weird, or is he making it weird? That's the
He's
question.
making it weird. He's
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
Oh,
making it
now
weird.
you're just being homophobic.
A homo bitch?
Yeah,
So
now you're being
Can't
a
be
homophobic.
homophobic. My
Oh, okay. I
boyfriend's
was
gay.
like, what the fuck's a homo bitch?
The gay bitch, duh.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, that's
No,
true.
they call them no. A gay man's best woman friend is called a hen.
A what?
A hen.
I learned a new thing today.
That
At
works so
least it was
perfectly.
back in like the
Forgot?
teens. I don't know what y'all call it anymore with your skibbities and stuff.
I am not part of that generation.
I don't think he was calling you out specifically.
No, I was just
like,
stating. I wasn't calling you out, but you seem very offended by that. If you need a safe place, I can point you to the
I'm a
closest
special
closet.
snowflake. Leave me alone.
Oh God, help me! There are no safe places here, ladies and gentlemen. We all may be offended equally.
So, you're just gonna hang out there, then maybe talk to Adune, see what's been going on. I'm guessing.
No,
Is what
because
you're saying?
when Kat called out that she saw a ship,
Mhm.
would I have been able to hear that below deck?
Adune would have alerted everyone while she
Okay.
still would state that she's on the search with Zenora, and you would probably bump into Zenora, not you, because Zenora, you're actually below deck. You're still technically on the main deck in the sleeping quarters. It's like the for some reason I'd read somewhere that it's called like the castle. It's technically that like raised butt portion where the captain's corridors and everything are usually at.
Oh.
We got
On the
back.
castles. Fuck yeah.
Well,
What's
yeah,
that
that's
called, babe?
that's the captain's quarters.
Yeah,
The
It's
it's
castle.
not just it's so it's not
Galleon?
it's not the captain's corridors because you guys are all the inside of it, but
We're all
it's,
the captains in our heart.
right. But that's the term that I'd learned recently. Is it's called the castle. That little.
Yeah.
So I got another person that is also backing me up there. Cool. And blame Jess for that because I've been reading that live ship book and learning more terms.
Oh yeah, there's they love using terminology in that book, which is great. I like
Yep.
learning new stuff, especially
Yep.
when reading fantasy.
Yep.
Oh yeah, like as they say, the devil's in the detail.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna hear Adune call out to everyone that Kat's alerted that there was something on the horizon.
So when I hear that, I would, as Flint, my instincts would just kick over, and I would immediately rush to top deck.
Okay. So you rush it out onto the deck, and are seeing.
Oh, he's gonna just come out with his like captain's bellow and try to take over.
No.
and see Kiro for the first time, who, if you wanted to do a little blurb for yourself, otherwise I can fill in the blank.
Actually, yeah, because Were you Flint last time that they met?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
that-
Yeah,
Okay.
he was.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
right. Never
so
mind. I forgot about that again.
all Kiro knows is him as Flint, not him as Hamilton. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, no, technically he is still Flint in Hamilton's body is the thing. That's why
Yeah.
I say.
That's,
Yeah.
that's
That's what I was
knows
asking.
Hamilton. He knows Hamilton as Flint, not Hamilton as Hamilton.
My
Yes.
head
Yeah.
hurts.
Right.
The other nosebleed out the other nostril.
So yes, that is accurate. But you would then walk out and see, Cat holding up, probably because it wouldn't work very well for your eyes. Perhaps, I don't know. A spyglass for Kiro, who is a large, dark-scaled dragonborn.
Half dragon.
Half dragon, not quite dragonkin. That's
Ew.
technically the term too. So, and you're standing at like 6.
Oh, he stands at 6'2".
So I thought.
He's short. He's shorter than Ezra. He's short.
Do we want to talk about short?
He's
And
short.
Oh, look at shopping.
Yeah, there's a 2-foot chicken standing next to you.
You're a 2-foot tall chicken.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is if Cat would allow it, Kira would probably be like holding Cat while putting the spyglass up to Cat so Cat could see through the spyglass.
You're such a massive fucking chicken.
Well,
I am only 10 inches taller than you.
well,
Oh my goodness.
he is a cock.
Yeah, I'm
a rooster.
technically a rooster. I am technically a rooster. But yeah, I would definitely let you hold me and hold
even
this
a foot
spyglass up to my face. If I cast enlarge on myself, you can ride.
Would be bigger than me.
Fuck off.
Yeah, so you would have been alerted to that too, Zenora, if that wasn't clear.
I would have gone up top.
Okay. Who would have followed you probably would have been Gulliver, kind of groggily, because he probably would have slept through being gas, and he's like, "Is that weirdness all over? Okay." And walking up next to you, it's like what you said you're 2'6"?
2'10".
2'10". Okay. So
Oh yeah,
I was just basing my height off the average height.
I am a small baby.
So Gulliver is taller than you two at like 3'10". But he's a kobold, so very slender.
You know, when my counterpart is here, nosebleed. I don't feel as small.
And
She and I are like the same height.
Oh wait, I just looked it up again, and it said the average height is 27 inches.
yeah, which is
Which
still
is 2'3".
2'3". Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so
Fuck.
he still walks out with you, and he's got much more of a captain-y garb about him as well as he's walking out with you guys, because that's what he was on the ship that he was before. He'd kind of dressed down a little bit. He doesn't have so much of the flamboyant jacket or coat or anything, but you can tell he's got a bit more of a swagger to him. And he comes out on the deck, and is there anything that I could do?
I don't know. What was spotted ahead? Huh?
I must say, I rolled 21 in assisting Cat. I don't know if Cat rolled to see what
Here,
was
let me
out
roll again.
with the spyglass. I don't know how it did.
Oh, you're with advantage, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I had 21. What do you have?
23.
Okay.
What do we see?
You catch the glimpse of what looks like sails ducking over the horizon even with the spyglass. Now, and it was only because it's nighttime, as I was saying, so you only catch the whites of the sails going over the horizon. So you know that much. And it looks like they're going, now more or less in the same direction you are, but off towards the west more. Not in the same line you guys are traveling, but in the direction.
More,
now. Yeah.
more. Okay.
I would
Hero.
call information out, just like out loud to everyone. Hey, I see something. It looks like sails over at the. Which direction did you say?
Northwest.
West.
Over in a northwesterly direction.
Hmm.
Kira would look down to you, going, "Should we ready the guns? Hands to battle."
I can ready guns.
I kind of look around at everyone and like get a. Yes.
Not-
A du-
As a formal captain, I know this is not my ship.
mm.
He's just giving me this look.
Adune's figure would walk up to you guys at that point too. She stands at about 5'10" in a wooden body. That
Everyone's
looks
so tall.
more of like a scarecrow kind of quality of shape and form, but just of wood and androgynous. You know, it's nothing like. Anyways, so she walks up and goes, "What do we do, Captain?"
I look around at everyone, trying to judge everybody's faces, and I just ready the guns.
I go to ready the guns.
Better to be prepared.
Aye, aye. You get from both Gulliver and Adune. You guys spend some time keeping going towards the keeping your course though.
Yeah, we'll stay on our course and we'll keep an eye on the sails.
Okay.
I was gonna ask. Is Adune sailing for us, or are we having to sail to sail? I couldn't remember how that worked.
Adune is sailing for you. It's just the direction you guys have to choose because she can't navigate. Even with
So-
eyes, now she's not a navigator. One and foremost.
So Dune's on the helm. We just gotta tell her which direction.
Yeah, at that point too, probably just to kind of save some grace, she would kind of lean down to Cat's ear and go, "Do we need to pick up some sail?
Yes.
Are we trying to catch up with them, basically?"
Do we want to catch up with them? We wanted to get back to sORCrates, and we don't want to be had by pirates before we get there because we're carrying some cargo that the queen needs. But yeah, let loose all sail. Give us some speed to get us back to sORCrates.
Aye, aye, Captain. She just says, and assuming you were saying it to her, and the sail goes full on all two masts you guys got going on, and you feel as if though too, because there wasn't that heavy of a wind on. There's a bit of a whirring sound and a coming from below, and she leans down to talk to you two again, and just more of an update manner and kind of, a reporting kind of to you. We can still make it, I think, to sORCrates with the fuel that I'll have on board at this rate, but I think we will be at we wouldn't be able to go much anywhere else with the fuel that I have from the crystals that were the one crystal that I was been given. Since you guys made it to Shandar's island, you were one of the. I think it
I was gonna say, I think I have one of the crystals in my possession.
Yeah, I think somebody gave her one of the butt crystals already to charge her up. But-
Okay.
So by this point, I would have walked up the cat, seeing that cat was given the commands, seeing that
Seeing a chicken. Giving commands.
seeing a chicken on a raft, as Adune was assisting, and I'd feel the shift of the ship going the other direction from the sails, and I would just put one finger on the chicken's shoulder, the chicken's wing. You've made a good call. Trying to face a ship that size with a 6-man crew is not wise.
And I look up at you and I go, I agree. Now let's make our way back to sORCrates.
At this point, too, having talked to you guys and kind of because she doesn't still with her form, Adune doesn't talk with her mouth. She's still talking into your guys' head. But she would go to address you distinctly this point, Hamilton, and go, Hamilton, you're feeling a bit off. You all right?
We'll just say I'm not quite myself today.
Okay. Well,
But
Let me
everything
know.
is all right. Not feeling quite myself.
as you know, anything you need, just let me know.
Hi.
Um,
As Hamilton says that to her. In his head, he's thinking to keep everything calm and cool. Don't throw more gas onto the fire that we're already in. We're already worried about sails on the horizon. We're worried about low fuel. Nobody needs to worry about me not being me.
Right. Which, yeah, you
You
haven't.
mean you don't want to cause chaos?
Not
You
not at
get-
this point in time.
You guys haven't. Yeah, I was just about to say you haven't figured out necessarily. You guys know something's up too because of the negotiations that were had before, but you hadn't, I thought, expressly told anyone.
Hero don't know nuts.
Oh, right, exactly.
Neither would Zenora, I believe. I don't think she ever actually met Hamilton, unless
You know?
at the performance it was Hamilton.
It was Hamilton at the performance, and
Okay, so but
yeah,
like that's the only interaction she's ever had with him.
you.
Telling everyone to get that on.
Yep.
My brain's trying to recall, but it's kind of just it's doing the magic carp in my head right this second exactly when you would have joined Zenora. I know you were in sORCrates, but was it just at the cliffs when you guys were loading Adune up, or was it?
No, we spawned in a club, and I
Right.
killed Loki with the table, or not with the
Yeah.
table, but
So you
with the
guys would have
coin.
interacted a couple times in sORCrates as well, I want to say.
Maybe
So we're past our pleasant.
Yes, exactly.
we were past introductions. Like you didn't need to be introduced, but I don't know if she's interacted enough with Hamilton to know the difference between Hamilton and Flint.
Plus,
Yeah.
to be fair, Flint has Hamilton's memories from at least barely. It's like a dream, like I said, I've described before too. So, and you are aware of these other people at least that have been in his life for a while. Anyways, that's all.
Hero only knows Flamilton. Only knows Flamilton.
Hamilton.
So you guys make it through most of the night with no other incident. The wind actually does start to die down a little bit towards the morning too, as it shifts, and then as the sun starts to pick up over the rising in the east, as it were, you catch a bit more of the calmer part of the day right there at about the 4 to 6 a.m. period, if anyone experiences that in their life, other than me. It's very very calm out right now. The waters aren't moving too much, and the sun's just starting to heat up the water. You can see a little bit of steam and maybe a little bit of fog-ish starting to roll up. And Adune would kind of be able to know, at least from having taken this journey before, we're nearly toward sORCrates. We probably got another half to a quarter day's sail before us. And right as she's alerting everyone of this, actually backtrack a little bit. If you guys wanted to, that was about time frame wise. We'll say about 6 to 8 hours there, so it was a long rest for anyone that had that.
I don't think I did shit, so
But
I didn't get to punch anything. So wait, I am down.
You took damage from the massive paper cut.
I did. I forgot about that. I forgot I got a massive fucking paper cut across my face.
Yeah,
nice.
I don't know if you've determined where, since you've forgotten about it, especially where or how that looks, but I left that up to you. So
I have not yet. It's still healing.
Yeah, it would still have just been scabbed. But yeah, as if anyone wanted to tell me what they're doing for that that period of time, more than welcome.
For the long rest, I would just find a corner or like maybe the typical place that cat curls up in, just to be against Adune. And anytime not sleeping, he's studying that big rock that he bought the last time they were at sORCrates.
Okay. Anyone else just settling in and maybe
Let's see. Kira would have stayed on the actual deck area. Basically, went down long enough to probably grab food, come back, and then stayed on watch as much as could crash, and then woke up on the deck. Just continue watch.
I would have went below, found a nice cushy pile of hay, and took it.
What, you do not want penis pillows?
I don't want what?
there's a pile of
Penis, big pile of
Penis
penis.
The biting penis pillows.
pillows. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
A bunch of them.
okay. Well,
Oh,
then,
yeah.
yeah, I'd totally sleep in a pile of penis pillows.
And as you would
Feel like I'm at home.
lay down into them, they would start to hum softly. Just
Oh, gonna sleep good tonight. Was I just clipped? What was that?
no, those are. I think that's actually Rick's ringtone there that we can hear every now and again. Anywho, Adune would probably ask anybody too if she could get anything that they need to before they go to sleep. Like, do you need any bedtime beer?
Aye.
And a hand would come up from the deck right next to you upon that request. I think I'd found a darker one in the stores that I just cracked. And she holds up a frothy mug with deep, dark, rich color inside.
Surely help me slumber off.
I think so. I think this was made by Zeph. It said on the barrel.
Oh, Lord.
Uh-oh.
So we're sick.
So, anyone else? Any requests from Adune before?
A bottle of oil is all Kira would ask for.
You gonna drink oil?
No.
Vegetable?
So he, just any type, like just a thin oil. He needs it for the Weststone. He doesn't want to use water.
Oh. I could definitely thin out some of the cooking oils then that we have. Yes. And she would you'd see come up next to you out of the deck a hand holding a bottle of what looks like a thinned out yellowish oil.
And he grabs it and just bows his head gratefully. And then goes to start sharpening his swords while on watch.
And resting, I'm assuming, intermittently.
Oh yeah. He's gonna rest intermittently, but also because he's like, strange new world, not 100%. And he saw something. I'm basically saying that basically like a nightmare, when he's calling it a nightmare, air quote, him remembering Grand Dam nightmare, because that's a nightmare to him. So he's saying he had a nightmare. He's like, yep, this world's crazy. There's Grand Dams here. The world's crazy. Yep, I'm just gonna be on guard. Be on guard. Be on guard.
Ready for anything.
All right. Anybody else? Nope. Okay. Silence means no.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
We can hear
So-
Zenor in the bottom going, "Do you want to fight me?" Swinging at the air.
You want to catch his hands?
I don't think anyone wants to catch his hands.
So
Zero Hero would spar with you, just wouldn't go very far.
I don't think that'll go very well for you, my dude.
No. He will crash swords with you, though.
Seems
Oh,
like
I can't do swords. Fists, I will absolutely annihilate you. She knows this from experience. She did so to someone else before.
Oh yeah. That was a fun fight.
It's fun when you get to roll damage for unarmed strikes.
and when there's no magic involved.
Oh yeah, that's where I thrive.
Stupid magic people.
Anti-magic cage fight is what it was.
Oh,
Beat the
I be
shit
going
out of
down.
him.
She
Technically, I would have beaten him at the level that Zenora was before that, but we leveled her up for it to be fair. But
Right,
she could have
right.
done it without it.
And that was Frederick the Goliath, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty funny stuff. Anyways.
Till she met the broadsider. No, that wasn't you. Was it?
Nope, that wasn't me.
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Could everyone except for Kiro roll with a disadvantage for a perception check then? And I already rolled Adune's perception check. But Kiro, you get to roll with a
Damn.
regular.
Nice.
I wasn't gonna
Alright.
make that no matter what I rolled.
Yeah.
Hold an 18.
Like-
Alright.
The first one was a
Nice.
5. Like, brother, what?
All right, Z. Tell me which side, left side, right side. It's gonna be my rolls where they land, because you know how like mine messes up all the time. So, which side am I picking? Left
Oh.
or right?
Well, when it comes in, the one on the left is the one that comes in first, like number wise.
Yeah, we'll see how this. Oh God, start praying for me, Z.
So
Fudge! Can we go back
So
to
it's
right?
12.
Right.
Well, but the left one is the one that's first. No.
That was Adune's, so it wasn't much good there. I just need to roll this.
I blame my inattentiveness on perfectingly sharpening my sword.
Yeah.
It's a process.
I'll just roll this one. Well, that's weird. 96. Anyways, you come out then probably waking up, I would say, just as an explanation of how that went down. Hamilton, Flamilton, and you're yawning and stretching as you're coming out of the castle, and you're looking out across the fog that's just rolling in, and as you're looking out, probably just as a forethought, in your mind, in the direction that was last said to be something, and you see out of the fog the top of a foremast coming over, not over the horizon even, actually, at this point. It's gotten closer because it must have been able to ride the fog somehow. You're kind of confused, actually, as you're staring at it. You're like, kind of looks like it's coming out of the water?
From our bow or from our stern?
From, actually, I'm going to put it like this and see if that... You can only see the mast of this, so don't read into too much of it.
Oh!
I read too much into it!
You can only see the mast.
I read too much into it!
And Kiro would probably look up at you as you were coming out and stretching and see your face just like all like emotion draining from it. I don't know how else you might want to describe it,
Color.
but
Just follow the face. Just see the face. Follow where the face is looking.
Yep, and then that's when you would see the same mast. So you were just below what I was expecting. So I still gave it to you as a notice.
In Draconic. Fuck.
And Adune did not notice. So and it's coming closer, pretty quick.
Odune, get the guns ready.
Flenelton yells this out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty
I would
sure.
say that Cat hears it
That's
and
what
immediately
fuck.
flops to the ground.
We'll
As you
need a
guys-
3 inch of sail. Get us out of here. Go.
As you guys are scrambling, and Adune is kind of going, huh? What do you mean? It comes within enough that you guys are sure that its guns are pointed at you now, and it does crest out of the water, it seems like. And you realize there's a head attached to the prow of this ship
What?
that is in
A
the shape
head?
of a
What?
turtle.
Is
In
this?
the
Oh
shape
my
of-
god! This is a fucking turtle.
A turtle,
Oh, God.
and there's, as it's coming up
Please.
to, you see just the parts of a shell just below the prow of the ship,
Is this a dragon
And-
turtle?
below the
Please,
head.
God, let the Ninja Turtles be on this boat. I mean,
And just
Is
at
this
the
the
front,
scary?
fucking dragon turtle?
and just at the front of the ship, which seems odd, especially from your case, Hamilton. You see somebody at a stern, at the front of the ship, and they would be yelling off in your direction. At this point, you can hear just the faintest "pull sail" or "stop" in sailor speak.
To us?
Yes, yeah.
Frantically looking around.
And you see their guns are readied.
I look at
Oh,
They're
Cat.
pointing their guns at us. Oh, I'm still below deck, but I heard this yell, and after flopping over, I'm gonna just like hurry up and get up
At that
and
point,
make my
too,
way to the
it'd probably
deck.
be a really good time to blink.
That was a fuck!
Clear.
Ah!
Okay. Yeah.
it's that
While you're
time
doing that,
again.
Hamilton
All right.
try to compose himself and look to Cat like, all right, Captain, make the call.
And they just called for us to let drop our sails and
Yeah.
come to a halt. They mean to take us?
Well, it's either
yeah.
we give in to them boarding us peacefully, or we attack.
There is full boarding.
I didn't roll like crap today. Yeah. Why is it my
No,
initiative?
you already
while
rolled
roll
initiative.
one?
Bro was ready.
I'm ready. Like no, it's
Just in case.
Oh, we're doing initiatives.
Ju-
All right.
just in case.
Yeah,
Z-
I was
Z-
waiting to
Wait,
see
what?
if you
What?
actually needed to
Are you
do
fucking kidding me? I'm rolling like dog shit. Why did I roll
Okay.
twice?
So
Wait,
the
Z,
idea I just
Z, it's
had
time to roll
was to
hands.
like,
I
because
don't know why that happened.
because Cat's
but,
main goal is for Adune to not be harmed.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
he sees cannons being pointed at Adune, and he's immediately like terrified, and he
Right.
wants to protect her. So his immediate thought is to just like let up the sails, let them peacefully board and take whatever. But he, as a chicken, was going to sneak downstairs and like shove into his bag of holding all the stuff we were going to give to the queen.
Okay.
And then he himself attempt to conceal the fact that he is a sentient chicken and has a bag on him, and maybe that they would overlook him.
That would mean by the transitive property, you had to appoint somebody as captain.
someone
so-
else as
Adune-
captain.
Yeah, because Adune only takes orders from the captain, and if you need so that nobody talks to the cat, nobody talks to. Oh God!
Who's your
I mean,
temporary captain?
I could think things to her. We could just continually communicate only through thought. Or is it only a one-way communication like that? Do we have to speak out loud to Adune?
No, you can speak to her in your mind.
Well, then I'm going to speak to Adune in my mind. I'm going to be like, Adune, what should we do? I don't want you to be fired upon. If we let them board you, do you think they'll leave peacefully? Because I also want to take her choice into this. Like, if she's just like, no, don't let them board me, let's fight, then yeah, that's what we'll do. But
Wait, did we ever get a Dune turned into an airship?
that's what we're heading back
No,
to sORCrates to
that's-
do now. But
okay.
I can make her fly.
It's time for Kiro negotiation.
Cannons could only aim so far up. You would know this as a seafarer, not that I'm telling you this with our hats on.
I was in the middle of leveling up because we just had a long rest.
Yeah.
18.
Kiro's ready for negotiations. He's ready.
I don't like
still
panic
need-
leveling up. This isn't fun.
I still need Cat's initiative as well.
Uno momento. Did it show up?
13. I think I
But
see.
yeah, so I'm going to think to Adune, and I'm going to be like, communicate with the others as best you can. But what if you think
Bro's already attacked.
if you think boarding them, letting them board peacefully will do you the least amount of harm? Is that what we should do, or do you want to fight, or should I fly us out of here?
You're
Should we
talking
do-
directly to Adune to ask this question, or are you talking to the crew through Adune?
I'm talking to Adune, but I'm letting her relay the information that she wants to relay to them. But yeah,
Okay.
I am asking this of Adune.
Adune would just answer with fear. You could almost feel if she were talking in a voice, it would be quivering, and she would just go. She's never seen a ship this massive, let alone one that's on top of a giant turtle. It looks like.
Wait, it's on top of a turtle? It's on top of a turtle.
Correct. There is a turtle underneath of what looks like a ship.
And the
A
turtle is
dragon turtle?
alive, and the
Yep.
turtle is not made of wood. Like, they didn't just make a giant wooden turtle to be,
Correct.
like, cool kids or whatever.
Correct. Correct.
Parlay.
Okay, because that's what I thought we were looking at, like, artisan pirates or something.
No. It is a live turtle.
Can we request parlay? Is that a possibility?
Well,
If we scream parlay,
I
So
turned
they
to
are-
the
that
others
was-
on the
that-
ship, and I'm like, who else? Who has experience with this? I was like, I am severely lacking here.
Kiro is a ferryman, so he
Okay, so not you.
no.
Definitely not
ferryman
me.
does-
Hamilton's going to
Yeah.
step to the starboard of the ship to take a pee.
I mean,
It's not
I
me.
squawk
I
at
don't
you
have
really
experience
loudly.
for this.
You couldn't hold this, or just piss your pants.
it was more of a sign than anything.
Who else knows this?
Yeah.
Could you hear him yelling at me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The right
Ki-
side
I
of
mean,
the ship
yeah.
is starboard,
Yeah.
and the opposite. Yeah, nautical terms, the right side. Yep.
Okay.
And he said port, which is the left side. Just for everyone's
Yeah,
reference.
Kiro has the negotiating experience. Like, he's a soldier. That's what a ferryman is. So he has negotiating abilities. Now,
You guys can also, if you're doing that, Kat, I'm guessing you're turning to the crew, and because you said you weren't below deck necessarily, but you weren't
I ran back up to the deck once I heard him yell out.
right. But you wouldn't exactly be close to everybody. I would say, because I think Kiro, if I understand, is up here.
on the helm.
Yeah. Oh, you're on the helm, so you're back here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm way zoomed out. Hold on. I was zoomed
Eh.
all the way out. But yeah, I would say I ran out of where the cabins are. You said in the castle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you were back in. Yeah. So you were back here. So he's above you up here, Kiro. Hamilton said
Okay.
he's over here on the on.
That's the port.
Making a pee. Making a
Did you
pee.
Oh, so did you say starboard? Sorry.
I said starboard.
That's what I thought you. I thought you said that too, but then my brain was like, wait a second. Anyways, after I, and then Zenora, you were still down below deck. If
I
remember
would
correctly?
have come up with the commotion, but
Okay.
I'm probably like right where Kat is as well.
Okay. Okay. Oh, well, no. If you're coming up from below deck, so this is. Oh, well. That's the thing. We keep saying below deck. That's why I keep it's being misconstrued. When you're talking about the captain's
Yeah,
corridors.
yeah.
That's what you're talking about. Where the crew quarters. That's what I'm going to call it. Crew
Yes.
quarters.
I
The
came
crew
out from the
quarters.
crew quarters.
Because below deck is actually where a lot of the stuff is being hauled. You know, the shipments and such. And there's a kitchen down there as well. But that's
Okay.
then there's a secondary below deck, which there's another
Wherever
turret.
we sleep, that's where I came from.
Got it. So yeah, you guys are both back by the main mast, just coming out of there. Kyoto's above you on top of the castle, and yeah, Hamilton's off on the starboard side, taking up yes. But it is your turn at rolling the 21, Zenora,
fuck.
to act first.
Go, Z, go. Don't throw
And
hands yet. Not time for
I
hand
can't
throwing.
punch. There's nothing to throw hands at.
And the ship, for
There's a
perspective's
turtle.
matter, the prow of the ship on
Oh,
Dune's
that's really
port
close.
is 30 feet away, if not a little bit closer, just because. Yeah, I can't click
That is
on
really
not
close.
squares.
Wait,
Our guns are still readied from yesterday, right?
they are.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna shoot.
You're gonna start shooting?
I'm start
No,
shooting.
don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. Don't do that
okay,
yet.
Kat called out and asked if anybody else has experience with this. Otherwise, I'm going to cast fly and try to get a Dune out of here.
I might as well try to shoot.
I'm gonna
So
I'm
at it.
attempt
Since
to negotiate,
since I
Z.
stepped away from when I didn't hear that till just now, I would say I have a little bit of experience, Kat, and I would say we need to get the fuck out of here.
I cast
Shoot,
fly.
shoot!
Do not shoot.
Well, it's
No,
not your
shoot.
turn yet. Zenora, what are you doing?
I guess I'm
Hamilton's
not
next.
shooting.
So you want to hold an action to shoot?
I will go
'cause
down
talking
to
is
hold
reaction.
until someone tells me to shoot.
Until someone tells you to shoot. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like this cannon is bigger than me, so this will be very interesting if I do end up shooting. Because everything is bigger than me, as
Oh,
we've
I think
learned.
this might be it.
I'm
Yes.
also going to try to keep myself out of sight as much as possible. Like, the whole time. Like, I ran out on deck, but I am just kind of standing there. I'm not, like, flailing around. I am acting like a chicken as much as possible.
I'm just going through here. Yeah, we'll go with this one. I think. Trying to remember which one we went with. Do you have your you have your broadsider on you there. What did we say was the damage on that?
A lot.
I know. I was trying to remember which of the cannons that I went with here, because I was going to base the same kind of.
So
Most cannons are
the
4d10.
No, the cannon damage itself is 8d10.
Okay, that's what I
Oh,
thought.
it was 8d10,
This one.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's this one here. This is just for general info. If you are firing a cannon, this is the stat block you'll want to look at. I put in general chat. And so you're holding your action until somebody says to shoot. And in your turn, not doing any bonus actions, anything? All right, Hamilton.
No.
Yeah, Kat, I would say we need a full sail and fly the fuck out of here. Because Dune, what are you packing here? You got like an 8-gun deck?
I've got 6, 3 on each side, and then 2 ballista.
Yeah. They're probably packing at least a 60-gun deck or 40 at the least.
Good God.
Based on just guessing by the size of the sails that I'm seeing from here.
You can see when I say that their cannons are ready, none of the full array is posted at you. It's
the chase cannons are at us.
Exactly. So it's more of a like comm threat. It's like we can, cut and throw the because they actually have. I have too many freaking menus open there too. Zoom back out again. They actually have. It's not a full-on spanker, but it's one of the sails that can rotate on the backside there, so they can cut hard along with cutting the wheel. They can turn.
Yeah,
turn
it's
to
like a
port or
spanker. I know
starboard.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They can broadside us. They can broadside us real easy.
Yes, but they're not doing that currently. Currently, they're just calling out a hail. Also, they do not have any colors raised.
No colors are raised.
Mm-mm.
Is
At how
that
fast can you get us in the air? Like, what is the rate of speed we can go up?
Once we are flying, we can move
60?
60 feet?
60
around?
feet. 60 feet per duration.
So from ocean to 60 feet up.
In
time
6
length.
seconds.
In 6 seconds!
In 6 seconds? Okay, that's fucking... the G-force we'd feel on that.
Can adrenaline make that faster? Can Dune perform a dash after the fact?
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to get their cannons up that fast. Nor would their cannons be able to angle up that high.
no? Well, the top deck cannons would, not side cannons.
But right now we're facing their chasing cannon. And their chasers are
Yeah,
usually one deck below.
yeah.
So I would say
They
our
would have the
best,
broadside, and then you have flex. Yeah.
even then, if they turn to the broadside, we'd deal with a fraction of the amount of cannons they have. Because it's just
Oh,
what
yeah.
would be on the top deck. And even then,
Yeah.
their range to the angle of their cannons would depend. So honestly, if we got above them, we would only have to worry about like musket fire. Because you're not aiming a cannon straight into the air.
Oh God, no. Unless it's going to hit something, that cannon's going to come right back down.
Yes. And are we having this conversation so like everyone can hear us?
Yeah,
I
I would
hope
say
so,
we
yes.
would be
Like,
having this
I would
out
say yes.
loud. Like whisper, like whispering loudly to each other. Like, oh my god, what the fuck do we do?
They're not,
Yeah.
we can talk normally. They're not
here-
going to hear us
here-
that far away.
Yeah. Hero's like next to Hamilton, like trying to go like, hey, what is our options here? We can negotiate. We can run. We can get blown up. What is our plan? Do we have a plan? I feel like we should just negotiate. That's
I feel like we
him
should fly
sideline
away.
I think our safest option would be get us into the air just above their stern to where they cannot fire upon us with their artillery and then communicate with them.
Sounds like a plan.
Captain?
I feel
Cat?
Cat.
Will you say that one more time?
Captain Cat?
I like
Cotton cut.
Alright. So I said we get our ship up into the air, get it right above their stern so their artillery cannot aim at us.
Okay, so we're gonna do that right now. We're not gonna wait for them to get closer to us. We're just gonna fly and hover above them.
We probably don't want them getting closer to us.
Zenora,
Yep.
you're manning the guns right now, correct?
I'm
Okay.
just waiting for someone to telepathically tell me to either shoot or just not shoot.
Okay. So, Kat, I would suggest that you make this call. Get us into the air, above their stern. Zenora to pull the guns in, close the ports so we're non-threatening, and then we communicate with them to see what they want.
Okay. I like this idea. We're getting her out of danger, which is what Cat wants. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast fly.
Are we still holding on to the fact that we're not going to let them know that Cat the chicken is the captain? We're going to keep that under the hush hush rules.
Yeah, that's going to be hush hush. Right
Got
now,
it.
I am a normal chicken. And we're going to have Hamilton be acting captain during parlay.
So if things go tits
I
up
had a
and
funner way of doing it. The captain's a little bit under weather. They're a befouled mood.
Yeah, so if things do go tits up, and they want to take the captain on deck, I could hop down while Cat can still be on the deck and still command Adune.
This is perfect. The secret chicken captain.
Secret chicken.
We're double cocking them.
Yeah. They're gonna get it from both ends.
Wait, are we triple cocking them?
I'm gonna
Because
Maybe.
end it all.
Hamilton
Oh,
and Cat,
You're gonna what now?
we're triple cocking them.
What, Zenora?
I'm ending it all.
No one said fire yet. Is that,
And I'm a fire on myself.
is that
Can I stand in front of the cannon and then let it go off on me?
the
No.
other crew watching her do this just like calls out, "Is everything okay over there?"
There wouldn't
that-
be
You don't want to
anything
come over
bury.
here.
Are you ready any of your actions or anything there, Hamilton, then? Before we go on to Kiro? And then
No,
on to
I
Kat?
would just use my action to pass my suggestion of a move to
Okay.
Cat.
Not gonna get on any gun or anything. Just making
No.
sure before. Okay. Kiro?
Kiro is going to hold action to prepare to help with the negotiations.
Okay. And then it would be Cat.
She casts fly.
I cast fly.
As an action, right? I know it's instantaneous.
Yeah, it's an action.
Yeah. Wait, let me click on it. Yeah. You touch a willing creature, the target gains flying speed of 60. This is for a duration of 10 minutes, but I can cast it starting at 3rd level.
Mhm.
And I have multiple spell slots that I am willing to use on just fly.
Okay. So, and you're flying straight up, you said.
Yeah, we're going to go...
Aduna, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go straight up to get out of range of their cannons. This does require concentration. I pull out, I rip out a feather from my own wing, and I cast it down onto Adune's decks, and I let out the tiniest little bagok, as again, not calling attention to myself, and cast fly upon Adune.
Just for the ease of sake matter to, we'll say Adune's turn is on your turn, or, right after. So you're able to cast fly. Adune heeds that, and, as well as your command, more than likely, and understanding the communication that's been going on, starts to take to the air in her full ship form. Everyone hearing a creaking and groaning of the hull and vessel as it floats gracefully into the air. Roll just for funsies. Ooh, just over. There seems to be, like I was saying, that creaking and groaning all across, but she seems to hold, although you can tell it's perhaps precarious-ish, as the ship hasn't been, as Adune hasn't been out of water, other than as a gas before.
Well, no, we flew here.
You're
Yeah,
a gas.
Oh, I thought the gaseous form got
No,
let
the gas
go.
got let go because the person that cast it disappeared, and then Cat immediately cast fly on her.
The gas lasted longer. The gas lasted about an hour, whereas fly. So you turned into gas and cast fly at the same time is what I was picturing happening in that last scenario.
But she could fly as a gaseous form.
Correct, but only 10 feet
Yeah.
per turn, kind of. So 10 feet per second, or 6 seconds.
Okay, yeah. So we cast fly so she could move faster.
Faster, right?
Yep.
And that's just where my mind's at. Nothing's going on right now. She was able to hold, herself together, more or less. And being out of the water, though, she goes up the 60 feet and holds that position straight up. And that was just your action. I know I technically went to Adune's turn to describe that, but were you doing any bonus actions or anything like that, Kat?
At this moment, I don't think I can. I definitely would be like holding my concentration. Yeah, my only bonus action is 2-weapon fighting, and I don't even use weapons. And I would get probably nearest the edge where that ship is, just so that I could like constantly keep an eye on it and be keeping like
The port side.
Yeah, keeping an eye on it and listening just to whatever I could hear, trying to be totally alert.
As you're looking over the railing over at the other ship, you do see a general scrambling, but you hear, a booming voice over the rest of it commanding, it looks like, from the helm. And you see what seems to have been them having prepared for such scenarios. They are not turning to their starboard to your port, or preparing for a broadside, as it's called. But you do see 2 ballistas that almost looks like aimed up in your general direction, from a back portion of the ship. And I need to look that up real quick. It doesn't look like the normal sort.
I'm gonna call out to Adune in my mind. I'm gonna be like, move away. Just move away.
Well, she used all her movement to go straight up.
Quick, everybody flap.
All right. Okay. So yeah, you guys are still most definitely within range of that. And yeah, a couple of the crew fire those off, and as they come closer at a zinging pace, we're gonna roll real quick though.
What am I looking at? What's coming towards us? What object is coming towards us?
The turtle.
You'll see. Uno momento.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, it added them together. That was weird. On my others, I don't know why I did that. The one goes a little bit far. It's probably a little bit too far back on their ship, and goes a little bit wide out and out in this towards the stern of Adune, out wide that way. But the other one seems to come from their starboard side and almost aim directly towards the center of Adune and the mass of her. And you see on the end of it what does not look like a hook or any other normal ending on a large ballista that you would normally see, but rather a seated figure as it gets closer.
What?
That as it's about to strike Adune, you hear a dull thud, and just before that too, you see a poof of mist, and probably standing directly behind you, Adune, Adune, directly behind you now, Zenora, is a outside with another poof, a mage. You can only guess.
You're muted.
Let's see. Do they say anything upon touching the deck?
I'm not up with you guys though. I'm alone with the guns.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, I'm asking if they say anything when they touch deck.
As the mist coalesces back into their form directly, they're not, within punching range currently, having gauged their best spot. There, when I say behind you, Zenora, they're probably 10 feet from the center of you, just behind you, and readied. It looks like they're not in a necessarily fighting stance, but they're more of on an on guard kind of stance.
On guard?
And
we're fencing?
On God.
Punch him anyway.
If that's the case, Kiro would call out, Do you seek parley?
And the individual would go, I've been commanded to request a parley, but only between the two captains of the ships. And
oh yeah.
you would see...
Don't we have a second captain? Don't we have a second ship following us?
You would see... Probably if you're looking around down to the south, you would see more ships down that way. A couple more. Just as big.
With still no colors shown, right?
No colors shown.
Okay.
But you would also see, in the meantime, too, in the hubbub of everything, their ship, the one that is closest to you, that's not the one's not to the south, the one that's to the northwest, start to roll.
Oh,
Like
fully,
barrel roll?
Not fully barrel roll, but you can see what happens.
the turtle.
Is the fins on the turtle pull and push so that it's angling its front up and starting to pull in its side, and as if it's getting ready for a broadside.
Hello, how's it going?
It's
Bad.
Hey,
It's going bad.
Oh God, you're doing it a horrible time.
It's
Making
not.
the pier behind the
It's
the
not
maid.
that
Making the
bad.
pier behind the maid.
welcome. Roll initiative.
I was not.
It's
I was
not
kind of
that
expecting y'all to be
bad.
wrapping up.
There's a turtle
Negotiations.
about
There's
to
a
fire on a
turtle that's
Dune.
going to murder us.
Okay, also, I do want to say that while that guy appeared and started talking, Cat is going to fluff up
So
his
funny.
feathers and do his best to hide his torg and his necklace
Okay.
so that it is not immediately visible. Like, you would have to ruffle through his feathers in order to find it.
Just roll a deception for me real quick. Then on that.
Expecting y'all to be wrapping up, so I was not planning on actually getting involved in anything.
No,
So
Welcome.
so
Jumped
with
into the
him,
thick of it.
Oh my God.
so
Wow.
Wait, a
So with-
deception or a stealth? Let's go with deception.
That's a big ship.
Oh,
it was this deception.
He
yes,
did
it
say
is a big
deception.
ship.
Oh,
So,
Are we the little ship?
Yes.
Yes.
So he said what he said that he wants to have a parlay with the captains, right?
the captain wants to have a
I-
parlay with the captain wants to have their
But-
captain wants to have a parlay with your
Parlay.
captain, basically.
I will I retort, well not retort. I answer back, my apologies, good sirs. Our captain is a little bit
Don't you
under
do
the
it.
weather.
We're pretending it's Flamilton. We're pretending that Flamilton.
No, we're pretending Flamilton.
But-
Remember, we talked
but-
about this.
But myself and my compatriot Hamilton, we can speak with you in lieu of the captain due to them not feeling so well. A parlay with captains is captain on captain. I don't want to send Hamilton by himself into the jaw dens. So that's why. Kiro's gonna try to negotiate where both me and Hamilton go to try to stand in your place.
As the ship is, it's not, like I said, a full barrel roll. It's going up on its side. So it's like I said,
Barrel.
the turtle under the ship is pulling its side up to face more towards you guys, and the mage that's teleported onto the center of the deck just kind of puts his hand to his head and sighs. Do you want to roll a persuasion?
Yes. All right.
can
I can do it. I can do it. Please assist me. Please, God.
Please, Heliopolis, help us.
Oh, Hamilton!
Yeah.
If that persuasion applies.
Yeah, fuck you,
I'm
turtle.
about to say.
So where
Oh,
do
that
I-
is a nat 20
got
and a
a
19.
Oh yeah, yeah, next one. Fuck yeah,
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
As your guys are doing that too, Grand Dam, did you roll a...
I've only just now gotten in here, and I still have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
So rolling initiative.
Yeah.
Boom.
Lots of fuckery.
These dice hate Grand Dam, I swear to God.
What was it there?
A 9.
Thank you.
So I need to figure out like how.
You got
So
time
it's
to
like
figure
that
out
one
what the fuck
scene
is
from
going on.
Space Jam when Bugs Bunny jumps out of the hole and he's like, "We need your help!"
Oh God.
It looks like was the
Hero's
character
nightmare.
supposed to sync up with between Roll20 and
Yeah, we see your roll over here.
Yeah, we see
I
your
see the
roll.
but like
Yeah.
my character sheet on here is completely empty on Roll20.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Roll20, you wouldn't... Unless
don't
you
put
had
the
entered
character
anything...
sheet.
Yeah, unless you'd entered anything there, it wouldn't do it. It automatically populates there once I've got it all info-wise there, too, and everything.
So I've got a bunch of like homebrew stuff that I know Rick doesn't want on D&D Beyond.
No worries.
We're paranoid about that stuff.
Yeah, you can enter it all into D&D Beyond, or Roll20, sorry. If you wanted to have a full character sheet on Roll20. I'm cool with that. But going back to what's going on there, just
How's our persuasion, Josh? How's our persuasion?
as you guys were doing that, and you see the mage sighing, he basically just says,
That's how you treat cock. You're not allowed to touch me.
he looks at you, Kiro, who's been talking, and then behind, just kind of
Oh God!
looks at Zenora too on the gun, and then
Hi.
looks over at Hamilton, who's... Are you still on the starboard side then? Did you stay there?
No, I came back to the port side.
Okay, so you're staying not with the guns, but kind of more closer to where he is in the middle of the deck, I would guess.
See, I said that one because I had to go to the restroom, and two to like to nudge out that I knew how a ship works.
I was just making sure where you're at prospectively, because we don't have
Okay.
a token there, and so that you can get it in your head when he's looking back and forth between everyone, and then all of a sudden Grand Dam
Oh Lord.
right on the deck pops back into existence. You get the tingly heady sensation, and then maybe a little bit of vertigo because you see the skyline and the horizon very far below you. At a weird
Hero's
angle.
nightmare made flesh.
Weird angle from where you're standing. Although you stand upon a deck, it is not rolling in the ocean. It seems to maybe be floating above it.
Cat again is trying to remain as chicken-like as possible.
And the mage
Pecking and scratching at the ground.
would verbally respond by saying, I guess we can do something like that. I'm not sure what kind of crap you're trying to pull, but and he's just like rubbing in between his eyes, and he's like, let's just get this over with. Could you lower yourself back down? And then he like flicks a finger up, and there's just a yellow spark that flies up into the air. If I don't send up another spark, or you don't lower yourself, you will be fired upon.
Mm.
So
Kiro,
the deck that is saying this.
Kiro, just I would just as a show of faith, have your word or your captain's word, since you are speaking on behalf of your captain, that you will not fire upon our vessel. We are doing this in good faith.
Nope. As long as those other instructions were followed, I can guarantee you will not be fired upon this day.
Brandon is going to slowly raise his hand.
Oh God.
Wait, where did you even come from?
I've been here.
Okay, you have a? Are we in class now? Do you have a question?
What's going on?
Bagok.
Mom?
I'm gonna
Min-
slowly just start like scratching and pecking at the ground as chicken-like as possible, getting closer to this guy.
Can I telepathically tell you to start lowering a Dune so that we don't get fired at?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. You realize because as you focus in on the intent, your torque provides the ability to do so.
For us
Cool.
to
I'm gonna
communicate
tell a
telepathically,
Dune
yeah.
Yeah,
to lower herself back into the water.
and
Yeah,
she-
same.
you
I'm
can
gonna
tell-
be like, don't
okay.
worry, we're gonna get you out of this.
You can tell that she was waiting for the captain's order there. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not the
Oh yeah.
captain.
Oh yeah. No, Kiro's like definitely speak, but I'm like mentally in the back of his mind, he's mentally going, Cat, we need you to do this, Cat.
Cat.
Dune starts going down.
Cat.
You can
Grand Dam's hand is going to remain up until he is answered.
and the mage that you don't recognize on the deck there with the rest of the crew is just shaking his head like and kind of puts his hands up. I'm not explaining it to him. And I'm guessing it goes back through everybody's turns. You go off the cannon then, Zenora. That was one of his requests. You know.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
will appease any request
Okay.
to get us not shot.
If
And-
the mage doesn't explain, Grand Dam is going to cast Speak with Animals and go talk to the turtle.
Oh,
Do it!
So
Do it.
so you're up here after a few other turns. Right now
Okay.
we just finished
Alright,
Zenora
okay,
stepping
this
back
is-
from the cannon.
This is social combat. Okay.
Yes, this is social combat. Talking is a free action, but moving around and doing stuff like that right now it may be
Understood.
construed as hostile actions. So Hamilton, are you doing anything?
Riding the ship, waiting to go to
All right.
negotiate.
Okay. Kiro?
waiting to go with Hamilton to go do negotiations.
All right. And Cat.
Again, just chicken scratching and pecking and
Being
chickening
a
myself around closer to that mage.
We haven't. So you were probably. Let me just go back over to the map real quick.
commanding a Dune to just
These
Yeah.
Lower
squares, by
And
the
she
way.
is still descending.
Sorry, I forgot to mention before too. These squares are like because a Dune is not 5, 10, 15 feet long.
Yeah, I was thinking she was a little bigger than that, so I just figured you
Yeah.
had to scale things up or
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Well, the squares are about 3 times the size of what they actually are. So besides,
a big fucking ship, bro. Fuck.
All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
so
Hell.
3 times 40, yeah,
How do y'all
160.
do HP? Do you roll for it? Do you take max?
You mean your character?
Yeah, for like leveling up HP.
I just let
I do the average.
yeah, I just let the average happen when I'm leveling up my character.
So as the Dune is coming back down, the mage sends up one more spark this time, and it's green. And before Adune starts lowering, I would guess, Grand Dam, you're going to the port side there to go look at the turtle and try to talk to it.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, while huffing and puffing about how the mage isn't going to explain anything, he'll talk to the only reasonable person here.
Okay. So
The true
you've-
druid
Turtle.
way.
you've made that clear. Do you explain yourself before you try to start casting any magics?
Yes, my intentions are clear. I'm going to talk to the turtle.
Okay. Well, I mean, he understands you're gonna go try and talk to the turtle, but the magics is what I'm asking you. Are you explaining that before you try casting anything?
Yeah, do you just say, I'm going to go talk to the turtle and then cast a spell?
Yeah.
I believe speak with animals is only a verbal component, so
It's a ritual as well, so you also don't have to necessarily use a spell slot for it.
10 minutes, I'm guessing.
I'm not going to take 10 minutes in combat to figure that out.
I didn't think so.
I'll be dropping a spell slot on it.
All right. And
you know what? I don't.
Oh Lord.
What's the verbal, or is there a semantic? I don't have that one up right this second.
I'm looking it up.
I don't think that one has a somatic or a material component. I think it's just talking.
I think it might have been semantic and verbal.
Speak with animals.
One action target spell, verbal, semantic. So yeah.
Verbal and semantic, yeah.
So what you doing?
Got to use your hands.
He's gonna make a big gesture, just both hands, "How you doing there, big guy?" As he's attempting to cast the spell. I don't even know what magic looks like in this setting. I don't know what the semantic component would be.
So far, we've been playing them all as anything that you can stretch your imagination to do. So as long as it still meets the requirements of being verbally spoken and you're making emotion.
In Finding Dory, or Finding Nemo, where he
Oh,
tried to talk to the whale.
Lord. Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of
I knew exactly where you were going with that.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
He may not actually be saying anything, but he's communicating with his heart.
Okay, so you kind of probably just spread your arms wide then and touch your chest.
Yeah.
Going to do this real quick just to see if his held does anything. Okay. Nah. I'm just putting myself in his position as much as possible.
Oh no,
which I apologize for in advance as a hats off. But a hat back on. What the fuck? And as you hear that behind you, basically, as you feel your clothing start to flutter, and come on, just doing that.
I would like to interdict diplomatically on Grandam's behalf.
Could you possibly roll me what does it say here now? Strength saving throw.
I sure can.
Go, Grandam.
16. Nice. Okay, so he does save. You catch yourself on the railing, basically, as you feel a strong gust of wind just trying to blow you over, is what he did. It wasn't anything fully scale, trying to. He was just trying to break concentration more than anything else on whatever you were trying to do, which I'm assuming that's going to have you do to try to catch yourself from falling off the railing.
Well, Speak with Animals isn't a concentration spell.
It
just lasts.
Nope.
What? Nope. What?
Speak with Animals isn't a concentration spell?
Nope.
No, it's not. Nope.
Right. Okay, so that's what you're noping. Yes, and I was going to agree. That's where I was confused, because I was agreeing with you, and then you noped, and I was like, "Who are you noping?" So yes, I understand that he was more so going for most of the attack magics are going to be, and he didn't want anything to come to when it came to that. So he's just trying to interrupt, and if anything, maybe send you into the
Would
into
he
the-
even
into
notice
the
that he
drink.
was being
With
attacked,
that,
or would he just think it
Grandam-
was windy?
With that, Grandam's gonna like look behind him, like look around, like look at the wizard or the mage or whatever he is.
Mhm.
Look back to the turtle, like, is he always this big of a jerk?
So, okay.
Yeah, how does
He-
this turtle sound?
Well, I was going back because I thought I'd remembered something odd, and the head under the stern, you see a large eyeball, probably. Let me go back over there now to the map. What did I say? 3. So like a 10-foot eyeball just turn, and its pupil focuses on you in the direction that you're yelling from, and you do hear kind of, everybody else does hear kind of a at first.
A low
of it.
bass rumble.
Yeah, basically. And you understand it though, because he was he wasn't really speaking, but it was more of an acknowledgement of like, you're speaking to me. You know what I mean? Like, just a kind of like animalistic, more of like, huh?
No, we're talking.
I'd like to.
And then you feel. This is the thing I don't understand when it says telepathy all the time. I think, basically, in this particular case, it was in that verbal acceptance. Basically, he would just be already in your mind. You feel this massive presence press up against yours, basically in your head, but it doesn't enter, your mind or anything. It's just, brushing against it enough so that you can feel the
Oh no.
enough.
I'm
Enough-
sorry, I ruined it.
You're good. Enough though that you can feel the immensity of this creature, and it just goes. Well, I can speak from here. In common, in your mind.
He
This is
doesn't
a
want to tell me what's
telepathic turtle.
going on.
Who
Well, I
he?
figured I'd ask you.
Oh. He doesn't have much. He doesn't have much patience. That one.
I can tell.
Well. Takes the longest pause ever, like he has all the time in the world.
He's got
Probably 'cause he
now.
does.
Got it.
And he just goes, I guess you should know that you're going to be boarded here shortly by my crew.
Are they
Under
nice?
what circumstance?
We can't hear this conversation.
Nope.
We're just adding
It's
shitty
only to-
commentary.
Yeah, this is only
we
to
can
Grand
hear-
Dam. And he doesn't
Well,
seem to...
unless it's telepathic, we can hear them just grunting at each other, but we wouldn't be able to understand it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all telepathic at this point. Because...
Okay.
Yeah. He does... You can tell that and everyone else can tell that, the conversation is morphed somehow because there's, their eyes are locked, basically. But he doesn't say anything else than that to you, Grand Dam. Like, he seems like that should be enough information for you. That's all he says.
Are you cool with this? Like, whole being a boat thing?
Oh. I love it. They feed me well.
Alright, that's chill. So when you say boarded, like, are you guys pirates?
I think they like to be referred to as free traders.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of trading going on right now. That's a lot
There
of cannons.
should be once they're boarded.
Is there much bartering and haggling involved in this trading, or is it all at the end of a cannon?
Oh, no. Usually they're quite reasonable. They like to make friends.
Okay. I look back at everybody else. The turtle says they're chill.
Oh god.
And then I blink out of sync.
Kiro's attempting to keep composure.
Okay. Yeah, that was all. Yeah, out of. You're not doing anything else with your turn then. Just that was your action, and
Casting the spell is my action.
yep,
So yeah, I'm
exactly.
done.
Okay, and that was just the reaction of the wizard, that landed on deck. So there would be some more commotion on the back of the turtle or on top of the boat, however you're perceiving it. Before you guys are lowering yourselves. Oh, that was Cat's turn too. So Adune would have been lowered at the end of Grandam's turn for sure, and the cannons on the opposing ship are all drawn in. It seems like now, or at least lowered, so as not to be as threatening as it pulls up to their starboard and along your port. They ready a rigging and some planking to get over to Adune. As you guys are settling back in the water, and Adune kind of sighs, that's much better. Being back in the water. In everybody's mind, basically.
I mentally apologize to her while still acting as a chicken.
Mm-hmm. So, well, the wizard says, everybody's ready on the other boat. If you're ready over here to go and have some bartering, we won't even board you as long as your negotiations go well, I guess. He just says kind of lazily, and it's like,
I send a
We would appreciate that
Grandam raises
very
his hand
much.
again.
what's that?
Grandam raises his hand again.
Looks over and then down at Zenora.
Hmm?
Maybe she'll be able to answer it.
Don't look down on me, bitch.
He's like,
You say that out loud.
Do you guys usually open trade with guns?
he, are you saying that out loud, Zenora?
Womp womp.
I wouldn't say the bitch part. I would think the bitch part, but I would say the don't look down on me.
Okay, he just kind of, like, shrug, and then, like, look at himself, like, standing at, like, 5'8", and then look over at you, and just kind of shrug. As if, like, he's at a loss of what else he could have done in that situation.
I
but
did everything
and,
Everybody's rubbing it in.
faster than all of you bastards.
and then just rolls his eyes. So are you gonna answer his question, whatever it is?
I can start to fill him in on everything that's happened while the negotiations are going on.
You do anything else while he's kind of getting Flamilton and
Hamilton.
Flamilton.
Flippity
And-
floppity.
Kiro ready to walk across the plank to the other ship.
I'm doing nothing. I'm good.
Before Kiro rolls out, he'll actually kneel down and whisper over to Zenora. If our negotiations seem to go poorly, do your absolute best to break free and get out of here safely. We'll join you if we can.
Who are you saying this to? Sorry, I missed that.
To Zenora. He kind of kneels down and whispers that over to her.
Okay.
Like, if things go poorly, cut bait and run.
She acknowledges with a nod.
All right. So who's
So
doing the
as you
talking
say
here?
that, since I'm right next to him, I would have heard that, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are.
Hamilton would just
Hamilton.
start crazily digging through his pouch. Ah, fuck, why don't I have this in my notes? Does Hamilton have a soul spike?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've used it to place it on Adune's deck before too.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's on Adune's deck right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So scratch what I just did.
No worries. No worries. I understand.
And I too would look to Zenora and say, yeah. Get the ship out of here to safety if things start to go tits up.
Another acknowledging nod.
And
Just being a chicken in the background. But a thought goes through the
You bet,
Torg, like, you bet it. We're definitely going to get her out of here if it goes bad.
that's when the wizard just kind of starts. All right. Kind of like taking his hand in chewing motion. Let's go. Oh wait, who's doing the talking here?
Flannelton, because he is acting
You're
captain right now.
Grandam slowly raises his hand.
Hold on.
What was that, good sir?
Who are you?
Yeah, we told
you?
him that we're standing in for you, Miss Befouled Chicken.
Who are you directing that towards, Flamilton?
Cat. Wait, about like sending the ship off, or who are you talking to?
Yeah, who are you talking
to? Right then.
You.
Oh, okay, as the wizard.
About?
About you're standing in. Wait.
You're the standing captain.
Yes.
You are pretending to be captain while I pretend to be a normal chicken.
Yeah. Okay. So it was.
Have another
Wait,
drink,
that just
babe.
makes me
Was
the
who
liar.
was doing the
That just-
talking.
I will.
I'm about to say that just makes me the liar because I just told him the captain is under the weather and they agreed to
The
bring
fuck?
both us on.
Yeah, that was what was said.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're get our story straight. In like through the telepathic little Torg.
Yeah.
We're co-first mates and we're speaking for the captain.
And I'm guessing you're going to direct that question mentally also towards Grandam, who you're going to be like,
Yeah.
who's going to be like, whoa, wait a second, we can talk to each other with these things in our minds.
Oh no.
Shit, I
It's
can
in
hear
my
my
mind.
I'm in trouble.
So yeah,
Quiet, Grandam. Don't give it away. It's a secret.
I don't.
Wait,
you don't have to say anything out loud. I was just probably maybe overstepping exactly how your reaction would be. But Kiro was just explaining the situation telepathically to everybody that has a torque, because that's how it's one of the other features of the torque. Other than long range communication, like a walkie-talkie, this thing will actually work to connect you mentally over long ranges. Even.
Okay. Sorry.
So
I got distracted by real life for about 2 seconds.
no worries.
Oh, no. I did not mean to link that. All right.
So did your hand go down after you heard that explanation?
Grandam, he was just raising the hand whenever he was as he was talking, and then as soon as everybody would glare at him, he'd lower it again.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Human, half elf. That's actually what you are, right?
Yes.
All right. The elf's doing the talking. Come on, you first. Get on the plank, and then I'll follow behind the large dragon.
All right. I start.
Excuse me, sir. Half of a dragon. don't besmirch good dragons like that.
Yes. Come on, let's go. I don't have all day. He's just like,
Tomato.
Who's
Let's roll.
held at gunpoint here?
Start walking down the plank nonchalantly.
all right. You get onto the other
Okay.
side,
Like doing.
and you guys all see too on the other ship that her decks are full. So there's a full crew on all.
Teenage Mutant
Uh,
Ninja Turtles.
what did we say? 5. So math.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna pray for Turtles until Josh makes it happen. Turtles until it happens.
Yeah. So like, yeah, there were at least, 9. So there's there are more on the other ship. There are quite a lot of what are they actually called in this universe?
Dragon turtles?
No. Franklin the Turtle.
Turtle.
A bunch of other turtles
Yes, Turtles.
on the ship, but there is easily over 100 of them
Jesus.
that are just manning the deck. And
that makes that GIF I sent even earlier funnier.
It's like
There
a
were
bunch of fucking Koopa Troopas.
there were
Yeah,
50
it's Bowser!
I just ran some quick figures on this too. So there were 15 guns on this side actually, and 15 on the other side, and each one of them were manned. So everyone is seeing that the guns are lowered, but there's potentially people inside, and more turtles manning those as well. And the turtled captain, you can tell just because of the flamboyant dress, greets you from the other side with their apparent mate standing at attention next to them. And Hamilton, I know you were always sort of flamboyantly dressed, but you might want to elaborate on that, because the captain does you a bit of an honor and takes his hat off for a second as a greeting, but doesn't say anything at first.
As a noble elf, you'd have outlandish clothing.
Of course.
That look fabulous. Jeez.
Oh, are you a high elf?
I descend from a high elf,
He could
but
be high.
I was a bastard from a half elf.
Oh, interesting.
Daddy was a
Yeah.
whore.
Mommy was
Most
a
of-
whore.
Oh.
No, I thought you belonged to your
Ooh.
dad.
You're right. I do belong to my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy didn't know.
That's why you still inherited your like noble lineage, and he just hated you because you weren't pretty enough or something.
Anyways, so walking onto deck, Hamilton will be dressed in a blue, almost purple garb,
Okay.
pants and coat,
Mhm.
with a white undershirt, a white belt wrapped around his waist, inside of the coat, with gold I want to say inlays.
Embroidery.
Yeah, like along the edges of the coat.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta say embossment? Embossment?
With the flipped cuffs at the coat, at the
Ooh.
hands, but you would also
Fancy.
very, very much see the mithril plate straight on the skin. I have the clothing over the mithril plate.
Yep. Fits
Because
you like a glove.
Yes, because I care more about my appearance than my protection. But protection is also extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
With
Go ahead.
Almost like a musketeer's hat.
Okay.
With the feather, the pompadour,
Mm-hmm.
with the purplish blue pompadour matching the coat out of the side. Very much
So fancy. So fancy.
yes. Very much saying that, like, just from the appearance would be, this isn't your everyday seafarer.
Right.
This isn't something you would see just like your normal
Ship hand.
ship hand wearing.
Right.
So it would boast a higher status.
Mm-hmm. Are you well with that too, besides just taking the hat off, I guess he would sweep the hat down, and he's got a full on you probably, I don't know exactly what that, I keep it in mind as like a captain's hat, but I can't ever, I'm sure it's called something else.
The tricorn?
No, not the tricorn. I'm talking about, he's got the, kind of think of Captain Crunch.
It's a dual corn for a lesser term. I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it.
And
yeah, I can see it in my head. I just
and then he takes that off though and sweeps it down and does kind of a half bow with a slight nod in your direction.
I too will take off my hat and give a bow.
Kiro has no hat, so he just bows respectfully.
And the mate does something similar on the other ship, trying to mimic your bow as much as possible. Kyoto. Almost awkwardly. All right, well, welcome to the ships of...
You said ships, plural.
Well, yeah, sorry. The ship of, because there's more ships over that have stopped their advance. It seems like after they'd seen the Sparks too, that are down to the south. Remember? However, he the Kobusan ship. Welcome. My name is Geobukson, if you may.
I'm sorry, one more time, what was that?
Geobukson.
Yeah, but say Geobukson. I heard Geobukson.
Geobukson.
Like
Geobukson.
I'm assuming this is a hats
his name?
off. Yeah. All hats off. You guys are repeating that over and over again, or I'm guessing in your own heads at this point, because this is he's at a very formal point right there where he's saying that, and just does the greeting and say, "May I know who I have the pleasure of speaking with and crew that you represent?"
Kiro again, repeats the bow. I am Lieutenant Kiro Kenpachi of
He
the
just
Rum
turns
Rollers.
and glares at you.
Ooh, he doesn't like talking to lessers.
Please forgive him. Negotiations are new to his stand. As I take off my hat. My name is Thomas Hamilton of the Rum Rollers.
I've heard of such a crew. This must be the famed Adune, then.
Aye, you are correct.
Well, this is a pleasure.
I'm eavesdropping through the torque.
Yeah, can we hear this through the torque?
Yeah, if Hamilton so allows.
Activate
the
torque.
I do like give the torque a little flick as I take my hat off to put my hat across my chest. I flick my torque.
And he just continues on with, well, I won't take any recompense on your lesser talking to me first and out of turn. I'll let you handle your own ship in affairs, as it were, but on my ship, everyone defers to me, and I would talk first, as it is any good crew of a good size needs to know who's in command.
As you
As
were,
I'm sure,
Captain.
as I'm sure you understand.
Kiro is contemplating hitting him really hard right now. He just disrespected Kiro on a very fundamental level.
So I would picture Kiro like clenching his fist, and you could hear like,
oh no, his hand is sitting right on his katana. Like
okay, so your hand is sitting on your katana, but you could
Yes.
hear like your knuckles like squeezing into the
yeah.
hilt.
Oh yeah.
And with my elf ears, ting, I would hear that,
Yeah.
and I would put my
This
hand on
guy.
your I'd put my hand on your shoulder and be like, "As you were, Captain,"
Harsh event detected.
gesturing towards Sir Geobuk.
God. We are so horrible at
Yes.
this name right now.
Yes. Well, I guess we'll take the negotiations to my quarters so that we can proceed with the trading.
Please lead the way.
And he marches off into instead of the usual places for things, the ship almost seems arranged backwards. So the captain's quarter is in the front of the ship, right on the head, under the
The helm.
helm, which is in the front instead of oriented where the head of the turtle is in this case, as opposed to a normal ship. And he opens a door to, or they start walking that way. The mate hurries ahead, opens the door for the captain. He just strolls through, and the mate holds the door open for everyone else to, both of you to filter in. And as the mate's about to close the door, the captain yells out to him, "Get the crew ready to depart after this. Won't be long." And the mate hurries off and closes the door behind him. So, what is the trades that you were out doing?
Just your simple sugar cane spices, sex pillows, as you were.
He gets a grin, and he kind of relaxes his stance a little bit, and rolls his shoulders, and then takes his hat off and sets it on the desk. Doesn't take a seat yet. Please be seated, if you will.
Ah, certainly.
He goes, well, it's odd that I'd find you doing such a normal run, I guess. Since the fame that I've heard, you've been working for kings and queens. And then he goes over to a cabinet and opens it up, and, can I offer you a drink?
Ah, I would be honored.
Well, I just so happened to came back from my own normal-ish run, and have a wonderful bootstrap molasses rum here that I would like to have another that is probably well versed in taste, like yourself, it seems, to take part in. So lovely. He pulls it off the shelf on the top there, uncorks it with a satisfying and goes over, grabs a couple glasses from under his desk, and sets them out. It's unusual for me to have a privilege of such. And he pours yourself one and pours himself one and looks over at Kiro poignantly with a smirk and holds his glass out for Hamilton to cheers him.
I don't like this guy. He's a dick.
Going so hard.
We should kill him.
Hamilton, you.
I was
Muted.
gonna say, wait till he realizes he wasn't speaking to the captain.
Hopefully he never realizes this.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody, he's totally
So-
Flamilton's totally the captain.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Your elf ears hear the Suba guard lengthen away from the sheath.
So our sitting situation, I imagine, where me and Kiro are sitting on one side of a desk, while Geobukson is on the other side of the desk.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Yes, he is standing on the other side of the desk, and he just poured the glass, and he's holding his glass up to you for a cheers.
So as we're sitting there, I will have a relaxed stance. One arm down, relaxed onto the shoulder of the chair. The other arm up, as if like to talk with my hands with.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
And as I hear Kiro's tension, I'll pat my hand on his leg as I grab the glass. The cheers.
If this
Where's
tension-
your hand going on his
Just
leg?
just like right on the knee, patting
Okay.
him like, "Hey, calm down, bud. We're good."
if this tension is at all obvious through the torque, I would like to have Grandam ready in action.
Go ahead and roll me a perception with disadvantage.
Okay.
And Kiro,
I was gonna say, can we
are
tell
you
how
going-
tense things are?
are you doing this with a full intent of letting the captain of the other ship see this, or are you trying to be stealthy about?
Oh no,
slowly
he's
removing-
trying he's trying to keep his shit together. On one hand, he is I am, a representative of my captain. I am not going to dishonor my captain. But the other part of him is you are disrespecting me
Mhm.
and dishonoring my name.
Right.
I should cut you down where you stand. He's fighting right now and he's losing hard.
So yeah, and you'd said you were starting to pull it out, so you're pulling it out. It sounds like slowly.
So
Go
thumb
ahead.
break. So
I got an 8.
yeah,
Thumb
his
break,
thumb
okay.
is on. So thumb breaking.
Okay, and he just looks at you over the top of the glass as you cheers, and I guess keeps his eye on Kiro as he's taking a swig off the glass. And are you doing the same?
I'll take a little sip of it, not a full-on swig, just a little taste.
And you get all of the notes that he talked about of this hearty blackstrap molasses rum that's been fully aged. You can tell as in it's not even got a little bit of a bite. It's almost like drinking candy.
Like drinking what?
Candy
Andy?
Andy.
Candy.
Oh, candy.
with a C.
Okay. I heard Andy.
God
I'm like,
damn it.
I've never drank an Andy before. Sounds salty.
Well,
Shit.
and he just keeps his one. It almost like he's kind of keeping. You can tell a bit of attention on Yukiro, but it's still only secondary, and he just speaks directly to you, Hamilton, and going, "A good vintage, don't you think?"
As I take a sip, I pull it away from my mouth. swirl the glass, take a big sniff of it with my eyes closed, and I told him, "Aye, unlike any I've ever tasted before."
Yes, we've been over to the Isles in the far west. They make quite a lot of sugars there. So, where were you getting yours? Your sugars.
Apparently nowhere near as far as. It's a small, quaint little town known as Titty Spring.
Well, that's got a lovely name. I think I might like to pay a visit there for another reason. But
Nothing like that.
haven't quite had the pleasure. You did say it was small though, so perhaps
Right.
I'll look it up sometime. Well, on to business, I guess. Seems he looks directly over at Yukiro at this point. Mate here can't wait to get it underway. So,
No, he can't wait to do something. All right.
Can we please take a minute so I can go to the restroom again?
Yeah, because you're gonna need to be. You gonna
goddamn, I gotta
You're
piss.
gonna need to be here. I need you here, Hammy. I need you here.
so
I'm about to cut this motherfucker down.
you could either do that, or we could call it now and start the negotiations on the next time you're around. If you think you're going to be around in 2 weeks for it.
Oh God, help this captain if you're not.
I will try my damnedest. I can't promise anything with the way work is going.
Yeah, I understand.
Just be on for the negotiations, and if you have to go to bed early, then you have to go to bed early.
If anybody wants to chip in, you can just PayPal me, and I'll just call off.
Yeah.
He does not want to see Kiro go hackety hackety.
Yeah, someone's got to be here to calm him down. Not that I'm saying that your intentions are completely wrong, but in a situation like this, you got to keep a level head.
Yeah,
even if you are being blatantly disrespected.
Oh yeah, that's why he's doing his absolute best. Like that's why it's only a thumb break at the moment.
I can't say
He's
what happened to the last person that disrespected Grand Dam. So, Grand Dam
yeah, let's not. Yeah.
But in this situation, it's also good that I'm Flint.
Yeah.
And not Hamilton, because Hamilton wouldn't be familiar with such negotiation.
Mm-mm.
When Flint, being a very veteran seafarer,
right,
he is very familiar with these kind of situations.
Oh yeah.
God, I can only imagine what Hamilton's thinking right now, being with the other guys. Especially with Ezra trying to eat everything. Oh God.
But
Phelan's already feeling that way. Help!
At the same time, the whole situation would have been different in my head. Because if I was Hamilton, I wouldn't have been like, this is what we should do in this situation.
Anyways,
right.
Hopefully I'll see you all next week. Hopefully I shouldn't have to work until 7 again.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, that's not a usual teacher thing.
No.
Yeah.
But it was good to have you on, at least for a little bit.
I know, I've had a lot of fun. See? Are you talking to me or him?
Both? Yeah, I was.
Yes.
I'm about to say, Johnny, it's been a hot minute
it.
since you've been on with me and stuff. But it's been nice having you.
Like, shit, like, honestly, it's been about 2 or 3 months since I've been on.
I know, you should complain more.
Has it been that long? Really? Jesus.
Vince gets his fucking magic card nights. You should get D&D nights.
Well, he gets Thursdays off. Wednesdays is price changes. So that's a big day. Like, I have to go in at 5 in the morning to get price changes done before the store opens. And we're still in the whole situation where nobody wants to work because, well, we're tired of getting paid slave wages.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to do, like... It's pretty much just me and Vince running the whole show.
Yeah.
Dang.
In the meat department.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bubble that's gonna pop eventually for some people, I think. But
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, but it was fun. I can't wait to negotiate next time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
A grand and wonderful thank you for those who took the time and made it here, to the end of the episode, where I know sometimes we are long-winded and others we are just dead silent. I don't know what to tell you. This is raw here, folks. Please remember to like and subscribe, and you can help support us just by listening. But you can also provide even more support, if you like, by going to Anchor FM page and following the support link there. If you do so, I will personally work in an NPC or an idea, whatever you'd like to hear played out. If you want, you can get a hold of us through one of our many options, including voice messages on Anchor FM, or DM to our Twitter, or any other social media that you can find us, YouTube, etc. You can share your ideas, otherwise listen for the shout out, and thank you for making it through.